Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
There we go. That's better. There it is. Alright, it's fixed. I rushed down the stairs apparently too quickly, and now this is my hair, so oh well. It's running down very quickly. Ready. I am ready. How are we all doing today? We are gonna watch a best of 9 series between Antis and Rodzyn. It's gonna be an interesting one. We're gonna jump back and forth between the European region and the American region, the US of A. So far, we're gonna start off in the American region, and then after this game, we will hop on over into the European. Right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Anyway, yeah. Hope you're having a good day. We are gonna watch this PvZ between two titans of Alpha X, and it's maybe a little bit more of a newer player overall, right? Not as established, I would say, than Rodzyn. Rodzyn, a true pillar of the Protoss power race, the powerhouse. If you're angry about why we're starting on this map, it's my fault. Only afterwards I heard that Zergs really don't like to play on this map. I thought they would. Well, I guess it's really difficult to get that fourth, so I can see why they wouldn't. Also, the third is pretty far away. But then again, it is a very big map, right? So counterattacks can be very, very deadly on this map as well. I don't know. Maybe you just gotta play in a different style. Who knows? Maybe, you know what? It's up, not in my hands. It's up to Antis, alright? And if you're having trouble as a Zerg on this map, well, I mean, you're gonna need to practice, right? Anyway, let's hope that Antis can make it work, and let's hope that Rodzyn gives him a good battle as well. Right. We have, hailing from the US of A, from California. He is the blue Zerg player in the bottom right of Ephemeron. Ephemeron. He is Antis. I'm saying that even nearly closely enough. Oh my dear lord, what is this? Big lag spikes coming in. I don't think this is me, right? Shouldn't be me. I'm still going okay. The players aren't seeming to complain about it.
Game paused.
Okay, now they are. Something was going on there. Not dropping frames, so it shouldn't be me. But someone definitely was holding up the game there for a little bit. Oh my dear lord. Oh my dear lord. Actually forgot a little thing here, guys. Gives me time to do the sponsor quest actually. There we go. That should be updated as well. There we go. That little the little thing over here. Should be good now. Should be good. It's gonna update pretty soon and then we'll see it. We'll see it. Go, go, go. There it is. Alright, perfect. Alright. We're not going to do introductions as these players are waiting for a little bit here. I mean, that would be really pretty silly, wouldn't it? Okay, Rodzyn seemingly to be prepared to go again. Continuing the series here. Antis as well. Let's hope it stops being as laggy as we just saw it. Oh, okay.
Game resumed.
Alright, anyway, in the top left side of that map, his opponent, it's the blue... not blue. Actually, wow, I just changed this during my own stream. Surprised that it turned down again as well for this one. Anyway, he is the orange Protoss player. He is from Poland. He is a Rodzyn. I think it's just because I switched the scenery, which is kind of awkward, but alright. We'll roll with the punches here, guys. My apologies. We're just starting off tonight. We have a lot of redemption time anyway, right? That is the case. It's not like the sound is going to reset anyway. So, we are watching a PvZ series, best of 9. These two players, absolutely born for one another to fight each other, probably, right? That's what we'll just say for now, since they are fighting each other and we are observing, so that would just make it a lot more fun to watch, most likely, if we did actually see them as the chosen ones to try and fight each other, one another. Just blocking the third base here. I'm just trying to find some stuff to talk about as we are getting things started. Both players playing it very casually, doing normal, standard macro opening things. Not making things very exciting. We are seeing the 2 gas coming out here for Rodzyn as well after the Nexus, so... yeah, very standard things. Stalker coming out, Gateway coming out as well, Gateway tech. Guess you never see that not being researched, so... the epitome of standard so far. Now, the links, let's see how long it's gonna take them. Alright, immediately the probe going backwards. I'm gonna hang around at all, of course. Not throwing down a pylon either. Just leaving the area overall. So Entis is gonna have that nice, quick and early third base. Good stuff overall. Nothing to worry about for him yet. Robotics facility is going to be the tech route choice for Rodzyn here. Deciding to stick to the... well, also actually Twilight Council could still be Dark Templar drop, of course, making a War Prism first and then putting down a Dark Shrine. And then we'll have to wait and see whether or not he actually tries something with those Dark Templars or if he just instantly transforms them into... oh my god, it's actually a... Immortal coming out first. So you're gonna mix in a Immortal with the Archon drop. That could be a thing. That would be very interesting. Or maybe he's just gonna get Blink or Charge with this, right? That is also a possibility. Alright, Charge. Okay. Okay, so we might be seeing a 2-base aggression coming out of Rodzyn here. Very interesting. More gateways being added. Oh my dear lord. Alright. 2 more gateways in the main base, 2 over here as well. Now a 5th one being added in total. That is going to bring us up to a grand total of 5 gateways, 6 gateways. Is it going to be 8 or is he going to stick to this? Oh my dear lord, that's the 7th one. And there is a Stalker over here as well, ready to kind of deny stuff from being scouted. Entis realizing that there's no third base on the way over here on this side of the map. Not really seeing anything, of course, with those links. Trying to nibble away at the front door. They really want to get in. But Rodzyn on top of things and really denying that scout as much as he can. Here is the first War Prism, taking all the units with him. Including that Immortal. Oh, dropping out the Adept again, actually. Leaving that for what it is right now. Probably gonna get a second Stalker, I'm guessing. So he can... oh my god, of course he's just gonna walk in a bunch of Zealots. Stalker's just here for, I guess, you know what, just a sense of company for the Immortal. So he's not the only ranged unit. Overall, we're looking at a big charge. Is this going to be enough for Entis actually to hold this? He has him pulling the drones as well. A lot of roses already having been created. Looks like he should hold off against this first wave of attacks. Now, of course, it isn't everything that is going to come his way. There is more still to come. The War Prism is still up. The Immortal is still up. And there are 8 gateways after all. So immediately afterwards, here they are again. Incoming with 8 Zealots. But this time there's even more roaches ready to face off these Zealots. And it looks like Entis actually completely devastating this attack. Not a contest at all. Antist on top of things, realizing what was going on early enough, knowing that something funky was up. And I'm not sure if he actually got a very good read, but he responded exactly as he needed to. He saw the 2 gateways here. I guess he saw the 2 gas as well, right? And not sure if he saw those 2 gas being mined from, but that's a very, very cool thing. Maybe he did actually check whether or not Rodzyn was mining from those 3 or those, yeah, the 3rd and the 4th gas. And then he saw that he wasn't, so he realized, alright, it's very likely that you're going mineral heavy, and if you haven't expanded yet, that means it's a big, heavy gateway force coming in. So I'm gonna need a lot of roaches here. That's exactly what he did, so props to him, having a very, very good read on the situation here. Now more stuff rolling down the map though for Rodzyn. More zealots coming in, supporting that Warp Prism as best they can. Warp Prism also now popping in more stuff even. Rodzyn a little bit supply blocked here, hence why he's not warping in anything more. Only now starting a pylon as well, so he really wants to start attacking right here, right? Nice movement control. Not allowing all the zealots to charge onto one singular unit. That was maybe a little bit out of position, and here he goes, attacking everything at the same time, going all over the place with this amount of zealots. That's actually a massive amount. The vials missing the Warp Prism. It looks like actually Rodzyn, after having made a couple more warping runs, may actually break Antis here right now, or at least do devastating amounts of damage with this push, or it will go. Oh my god, I may have spoken too soon. Actually, there's a lot more roaches than I thought. Circlings as well, and cleaning this up very nicely. Now Rodzyn again, making more zealots, going in again. He's gonna try one more time. And, well, Antist, he is just gonna keep on making... Actually, he's remaking a couple of drones here. Maybe not completely necessary, but... Of course, he's not aware whether or not Rodzyn made that 3rd base yet. Now he knows, so we should be seeing more roaches coming up. And there we go, immediately pumping out more roaches, as he should. These roaches need to get back on creep and kite backwards, of course, from those zealots. Keeping himself safe here. Oh, the Zerglings, they could have gotten in there, but they unfortunately started nibbling at the front door. Oh, actually, they do get in. Get a little bit of a surround here on the first zealots. Can they get him down? There we go. Can get us. Oh, okay. Has to move out with 2 zealots now, being on that other side. Rodzyn, can he now push through with another attempt? He's still going for this base. This might be his last attempt to try and break this Antis. Does he have enough roaches? I think he does. Going into his mineral line, he has a nice placement here with the roach warren in between the mineral lines. It's going to be very difficult for those zealots to get on top of those roaches, and the roaches are doing a marvelous job here, holding off the zealot onslaught and not allowing any damage to be taken. Still not losing drones here at all. All the zealots are dead, and the immortal actually almost being taken down as well. Antis taking the first game in this best of 9 series. Rodzyn trying a strategy, a very aggressive strategy. It didn't fully work out for him in this case. Alright, beautifully done there by Antis. A beautiful hold, a good read on the situation, and a perfect response as well. He knew exactly what to do. Very, very nice. Alright, so let me take a look over here, guys. What is going on with my hotkeys? The main should be... Okay, switch the scene. This should be this one, right? Yeah, that's good. Right, so... Numpad? Is that it? Oh, there we go. Okay, now it works. Now it works. Alright, very good. I fixed it. Sorry about that. Alright. Good. I gotta switch to regions. Gotta stay on my toes here. Going into game number 2. So what's up, Sun Lily? Welcome to the chat. I'm glad you could make it. Thank you for joining us today. Let's mute that here for a moment. We're just waiting for Rodzyn now to make his appearance as well. Gonna have a little bit of a drink. I actually have an actual light here. Let me I'm gonna get oversaturated for a moment. And then let me try to point it somewhere useful. There we are. I think that's okay. It should be good now, right? Yeah, there we go. That's good. I have an actual lamp again, guys. Look at that. Production value through the roof now. Absolutely amazing. Who would have thought this would ever come? Right? Damn straight. Alright. Okay, we're waiting for... Is he in the right lobby? Is he not just in a different lobby? Could that be the case? Maybe he has not the greatest of PCs and it takes him a while to transfer over. Just gonna check with my admin over here. Very, very clean game there by Entis, I have to say. Doing a marvelous job. Of course, Rodzyn doing his best with the tools that he had at that point for a couple of times. Can't blame him to keep trying. And honestly, like, for a moment there, I thought he had it, right? If he wasn't supply block there, perhaps, maybe just having one or two more zealots with charge. Oh, maybe more than one Lio too. I think he whopped in like 3 units, right? So if he had more supply, you could have whopped in 5 more zealots. 5 more zealots, that's a lot of zealots, honestly. If you get those around a flank and then also start wailing away right from the get-go, that could be a game changer right there. My new lamp stinks a little bit when it's turned on. Not sure if that's good. Oh. Might have to turn it off, guys. I think I may have put a too heavy voltage in there. Oh my god. It actually started burning the rubber on my lamp. Look at this. Hold up. I can show you guys this. Look at this. It already melted a little bit here. Interesting. Ow. Alright. Well, you live and you learn. Let's try to make it round again a little bit here. Alright, well, stuff is happening. That was fun, wasn't it? A little sneak peek behind what was going on here. It's not round anymore, is it? No. It's a horrible made lamp, honestly. Oh, I see. Yeah. Right, there's a sticker that's telling me about the wattage I'm allowed to put in there. And I definitely went over that. Alright, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. Anyway. Maybe next time. Oh, that was a fun experience. Anyway, into the next game. Game number 2. We have in the bottom right side of the map the blue Protoss player. He is from Poland and he is Rodzyn. And on the other side, his Alpha X brother. But then, of course, from another continent. He's the Red Zerg from the United States of America. He is Entis. There he is. Very, very good. Fire hazard. Yep, apparently so. I guess I should have paid more attention to what I can and can't put in there as a wattage. Oh well. It started to smell funny, and then I looked over and I thought like, huh, don't think it was that shape before. And then I thought like, is it just movable? And then I felt it, and then it was like, oh wow, you can actually mold this. Oh, I just burned my hand a little bit. Alright, anyway. Alright. Alright, we'll get that fixed at some point. We'll get it working again. Anyway, let's see what's going on in this game. Oh my dear lord. Oh my dear lord. I am an idiot sometimes, alright? I'll admit it. I'll admit it. We got video evidence now as well. Okay, anyway. What's happening here? Rodzyn is going for a long wall over there. It's very dangerous potentially, of course, versus a Zergling aggression. So far, though, we're not really seeing that. Only 4 links in the production, and now more drones being queued up. So Rodzyn's safe for now, even though on Entis did, of course, scout is out. Maybe it is a little bit too late, though, of course, to really commit to a Zergling attack at this point. So we're gonna have to wait and see what he will do. Otherwise, I'm trying to, as I'm casting this, trying to bend my lamp back into shape a little bit here. I don't think it's working because it did actually. It's stuck in this shape now. Alright, anyway. So, did I push this in? Or was that? Interesting. I'm being very distracted here, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, this place deserves better. There's a Stargate opening coming out of Rodzyn. A Stargate opening, and actually looking like a Phoenix first build. And he's not even going to be shy about it. Just completely, immediately sending that Phoenix straight towards that Overlord. So he's not like, you know, spamming up, saving up. Now I'll just have a reminder of what not to do. Exactly, Sunlady. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Okay, so the Phoenix out first. Gonna kill off the Overlord, and now comes the Oracle. It's always interesting to me. Like, normally, if you do the Oracle first, right? I mean... Maybe he's just gonna use the Oracle more so for scouting rather than harassment. But he is adding a second Stargate here, actually. Very interesting stuff. I'm kind of curious to see. Is he going to go into Phoenix production from this point onwards? Is he... Yeah, okay. Right, now... And Phoenix over here. Gonna try to find more Overlords to take down. The Oracle. Just having a little look-see as well. Now he is. Alright, there he goes. Entis looking around for potential proxies, potential pylons around the map. He could take down before they cause too much trouble. Rodzyn seeing this move across the map, moving his Oracle backwards. Maybe a little bit worried, of course. He doesn't know exactly the amount of Zerglings that were created here. And respects that potential threat by not going immediately into the base and keeping his air army a little bit closer at home. He should be absolutely fine now. A lot of Phoenixes are in production here. 2 Phoenixes being created at the same time as he's getting that third base. Now, a lot of Phoenixes being created. That could potentially start snowballing very quickly, right? If he just manages to pick off queens over and over again, then it will become potentially one of those moments where Entis doesn't even really have the numbers anymore to keep producing queens, right? And then, well, I guess he's just going to keep losing them as he's pumping them out, and he's never really going to have a good anti-air army. As long as Rodzyn, of course, also controls it very good, appropriately, right? I'm pretty sure he has that potential. We'll have to wait and see what he does with it. He has 8 Phoenixes now, 8 Phoenixes, 9 Phoenixes actually. That is a good amount of Phoenixes. That could definitely start snowballing things. They are flying over that Zergling though, so Entis should be aware from this point on and immediately throwing down a Hydralisk den. And also, well, he already queued up quite a lot of roaches, potentially not really realizing what was going on. Now the Phoenixes are on this side of the map, killing off a lot of workers. And maybe this is the moment Entis should move across the map with his roaches. Of course, there's only 2 adepts and 1 stalker there. 12 roaches are here. But doesn't look like he wants to commit to that. He just wants to try and keep his forces at home, make more drones, and try to get those Hydras out as quickly as possible. I think I inhaled quite a bit of burnt plastic there as well, guys. The story of the burned lamp continues. Anyway, Just as you thought I was done about it, I bring it back again. What in the world is going on here? Rodzyn immediately rushing out the carriers. He is gonna go for it, guys. This is a bold move. Making actually a Void Ray beforehand. And I guess the Void Ray is in response to the amount of roaches that he did see. But now bringing out the carriers. The Phoenixes are gonna keep Antis busy in his own base. As Rodzyn is moving towards that later game technology with the carriers. And of course, also getting that +1 air weapons. Yeah. Kind of curious to see if he will put down a second cybernetic score to double upgrade there. Which always is a cool move to see. But maybe that's asking too much. Maybe that's asking too much. When you're already going carriers, maybe you should just try to get more carriers out at that first moment in the game. Because this already seems kind of greedy to me in a way, right? And very open for a counter-attack to just completely devastate you if you're not ready with your carriers yet, right? If you only have 2 carriers, that's not really a threat. Start snowballing, of course, after you get more of them. Oh my god, the Zergling, I think, scouted the carriers here. And let's see the reaction. There was already a lurker then on the way. Most likely we won't see many lurkers though being created now that he knows carriers are out on the map. More Hydralisk being created. A final Hydralisk upgrade also on the way. Gonna be finished off pretty soon. Immediately killing off the rocks, that is a good call indeed. He needs to have mobility with his ground army, of course. Those rocks not gonna hold off any carriers, really just making a barrier for those carriers to retreat over. So a very smart move here from Antis to immediately clean those up. As the Phoenix is just trying their best to keep Antis preoccupied on his side of the map, but it's not working anymore. Antis now moving out with all his Hydralisks. How many Hydralisks does he have? 28. 28 versus 6 carriers with a lot of shield batteries though accompanying them. Oh my dear lord, look at those amount of cannons as well. This is a very fortified base. Now, Antis, is he going to destroy these rocks as well? There we go. Alright, it's going to open up another pathway of attack. In come the roaches. Wanna try to kill off these status lords. Very nicely spotted here. Coming in a big revelation right on top of the entire Zerg army. The carriers, oh my dear lord, they're trying their best. The interceptors are being shot down quite nicely here. Dropping in numbers quite quickly. Only 17, 15. Interceptors now remaining, and still quite a lot of Hydras are still up. Now, of course, you do recreate all those interceptors, but it's going to take a little bit. It, of course, did get reduced with time. But there's just not the deadly amount of carriers you need to snowball this immediately into your favor. Now going in again, targeting down the Hydralisk, as you need to do. Start making sure you win out this fight, and it looks like Rodzyn has enough to kill off the Hydras. More Hydras are coming in here. He really is trying his best to kill off those interceptors, but of course trading for those interceptors, I'm not sure if that's actually worth looking at the traded incomes. Well, maybe it is actually a lot of minerals lost for our Protoss player, but overall, still more for the Zerg player, and especially that gas count very heavily in favor for Rodzyn right now. So doing very well with those carriers, and we are seeing a secondary solution being created now for Antis. Going with the Infestors here, trying his best to get the Neural Parasite out as well. Use that as a way to counteract those carriers. Not completely sure if this will be the exact way he needs to do this, but we will have to wait and see. Well, I'm gonna learn here a little bit. I'm not a Zerg or a Protoss myself, so you know what? I know that the Infestors, they are having a lot tougher time against those air units, of course. After the patch where the Infested Terrans got quite heavily altered against air army units, of course. Makes it a lot more difficult, of course, for a Protoss, or I mean a Zerg, to truly immediately shut that army down with a bunch of infested Terrans. So far, Antis still, though, remaining strong, getting a lot of Spore Crawlers, trying to use those as well. I think that's a good call. can move those around after all, so you're gonna have to move them as the Protoss army is moving as well. Fortunately though, Antis doesn't really have eyes on the carriers. Of course, it's gonna be very difficult for him to stay in the loop as to where those carriers go, unless if he keeps like little Zerglings around. But of course, he's gonna lose them every time they even march over them. That's going to taxate Antis his APM a lot more so than Rodzyn's. Alright, in come the carriers, targeting down a base, and look at how quickly that is going down immediately, and a recall as well. Not even necessary, the army was still here, but playing it safe. Absolutely wonderful move that from Rodzyn. Gonna take out a base pretty much for free. Now, luckily for Antis that he did create another 5th base over there on the other side of the map, so he's just gonna mine over there instead. Not too bad for him yet, right? He's not losing out on that much money, as we can see on the income graph there for a short brief moment. Rodzyn jumped ahead, but now it's dropping again to the equal point. And let's see. Most likely we'll go for... no, actually Rodzyn jumping forwards again. Alright, maybe Antis is oversaturated somewhere. Is that the case? Maybe a little bit, but not that much actually. Could be a little bit better, but overall, let's take a look at Rodzyn. Rodzyn doing an absolute marvelous job here at keeping every base saturated as they need to be. Staying on top of things. Now, Rodzyn with this carrier army moving across the map, still trying to find some damage to be dealt. These Zerglings, did they in fact see those carriers? I don't think so. Right, now he knows. And what is the response? He's sending in the changelings. The base got immediately killed, and we're gonna see another recall. I feel like coming out of Rodzyn here. Will he do so? Oh my god, the infestors are almost there, and there is the neural parasite coming through. A lot of them immediately being targeted down. Alright, in come the Hydras trying to get underneath the fungal. Oh my dear lord, with the absolutely massive here. But the carriers actually with the neural parasite just killing each other. Very nice micro here out of Antis. Is it enough though? I don't know if it is. Didn't manage to target down the carriers quickly enough. And, well, using up a lot of his energy now to create those infested Terrans. Trying to force Rodzyn back again. Rodzyn now also having those High Templar. Gonna help out a bunch against infested Terrans, of course. It's going to be very difficult for Antis to still keep in his advantage here. Overall, Rodzyn just doing a remarkable job. Getting +3 air army weapons now as well. Having shield upgrades to +1 ground attack. Getting charged, getting everything he needs. Having 2 more Stargates even. How many is he on? Oh my god, he's already on 3. So that would be 5 Stargates right here for Rodzyn. Going absolutely mental. If he loses that carrier army, he is going to be able to reproduce that quite quickly. And he did drop quite a bit actually in supplies. Let's look at the units lost tab overall. I guess it kind of got more equalized, right? Overall, percentage-wise, as we looked earlier in this game, this was a lot more heavily skewed towards Rodzyn. But it feels like Antis is slowly closing up that gap. Making use of those infestors and the neural parasite. Still though, it is looking rather dangerous for Antis. He needs to find a good way to deal with this air army. And, well, luckily for him, he does have all those infestors. He has a lot of energy here. And he needs to take over a bunch of the carriers here. Maybe a little bit out of position. Losing a couple of infestors. Very unfortunate there. The Hydras are here as well, but not in a great position. Honestly, it's going to be very difficult for Antis to start fighting in this place. And he still has to go through that choke point. And Zealot's going in on the other side as well, as Rodzyn is losing his time. Oh my god, those storms are absolutely massive. On top of all the Hydralisks, on top of all the infestors as well. Good neural parasites coming down. pretty much all of the carriers now, but can he kill them off in time? That is the question. Killing mostly interceptors right now. Big recall coming down. Right, actually managing to kill off quite a bit of Protoss army here, but still Antis' supply just absolutely plummeted there. Getting absolutely annihilated by those storms at the same time. Of course, those neural parasites doing their job of kind of forcing Rodzyn to move back again, but Rodzyn still on a reasonable supply. Antis though struggling to find his supply back up to a max. Rodzyn having a nice bank here, now also moving in with those disruptors, even mixing in disruptors right here, making things even more difficult for Antis to handle. Feels like we are watching a very difficult match here for Antis to face this. Maybe Corruptors wouldn't be the worst against this amount of carriers. And then again, of course, as soon as anything else comes in and you're too heavily invested into those Corruptors, you're still gonna pay the price very dearly. Now, there's a very nicely positioned observer here as well, making life difficult for Antis. Antis already pooping out quite a bunch of those infested Terrans. Maybe a little bit too soon. Let's see, does he have ranged upgrades? Yes, he does. Alright, so +3 ranged upgrades is available here for Antis. But it's still looking very dicey here. What was going on here? I think there were something something moving in there. Probably banelings. It looks like. I think Antis is just sending out those infested Terrans as a way to keep an eye out on the Protoss army here. But in comes a Rodzyn already showing himself here. Oh my god, that's so many carriers. The disruptors and the storms also landing perfectly. Antis in a lot of trouble here, needs to set up a good flank. Alright, well, I mean, these infestors are coming in here. They are spotted, of course, by the Nexus. How many times do you hear that? Good, very good disruptor shots coming in, and now the infestors are dying off so incredibly quickly with this massive amount of carriers. Storms right on top of the infested Terrans as well, forcing away the infestor Hydra army and killing off any infested Terrans that are trying to get close to this big carrier clump. I mean, maybe even Vipers would do well against this clump of carriers, right? If you just keep parasitic bombing these guys, maybe that would be a good way to start softening them up, and then you can try to go in and target them down with the neuroparasite, with the well, everything combined. So Rodzyn tying up the series here with a beautiful macro game. Very well played. And that means we are going to go into game number 3 between these two players. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. It's always nice when they go tit for tat. And there we go, authenticating. Of course, guys, do remember we would not be able to have these events without our sponsors. One of them is 24-Hour Fitness. And, well, 24-Hour Fitness is a great place where you can get your fitness, as the name implies. And, of course, if you bring your friends... Let me read this correctly, because sometimes I feel like I'm saying it wrong. But actually, with a free fit plan... So it feels like if you bring your friends along... just bring your friends along, alright? Fitness is more fun with your friends. Oh god, I'm butchering that promotion. Anyway, they have all sorts of good stuff. Studio classes, pools, cardio equipment. And that's all included with your membership, right? So you just need one membership and you have access to all that good stuff. And, well, you have access to just one location, or you can have access to all 436 locations that are nationwide available to you in the US of A. So make sure to check those out, guys. They are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for helping us out with this event. And, of course, there is the Maturino code as well. There's a little link above, over there, right above the chat. If you click on that link, it should bring you over here. Oh, let me try to get this. There we go. All right. So if you want to help out the, you know, these two players, Entis and Rodzyn, doing a good job with this series. Maybe you still want to watch them a little bit more before you know or not if you want to help them out. But anyway, if you're already feeling confident that you want to support these players, I mean, it's not going to cost you anything, right? That's the biggest thing. It's not going to cost any money. It just costs a couple of clicks. You click on this, sign in. You sign in with Twitch. As signing in with Twitch, you will get on this page. You press contribute. You fill in this code, APS107. That's going to add 50 cents of value. You press contribute and it will say, thank you for helping out esports in general and giving these players a little bit of extra pocket change. You know, every little bit helps, guys. If we all do this, it's going to be absolutely great. So, oh, make sure to do so. There you go. Back to this screen. Make sure to do so and help these players. And of course, it would help out overall everyone involved with Alpha X. So, we would appreciate it. Alright. Waiting for game number 3. It's looking like Rodzyn is just a little bit better in the macro game right now, right? From that singular game that we got to observe. Maybe... I don't think Entis had any real difficulties of getting to an army composition that he wanted to, right? I mean, it's not like it... Well, I guess he took a little bit of damage from the Phoenixes, but it wasn't a devastating amount of damage. At least it didn't feel like it. From as far as I saw. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. But as far as I saw, they kind of came in once. They dealt quite a bit of damage. But then afterwards, there were just enough queens to hold them back. And you know what? I think that was a good defense against those Phoenixes. But he just didn't have the army composition that he needed to fight off those carriers. You cannot any longer just make Infestors and then make those Infested Terrans. The Infested Terrans don't deal as nicely as they did with against those massive air units that have a lot of armor. It's kind of the same like regular Marines, you know, as long as you... Well, I guess if you have a massive amount and not that many carriers you're fighting against, it's going to be okay, but... At a certain point, it snowballs back in favor of the carriers. And then the carriers are just going to absolutely roll you. Especially if they have armor upgrades as well. Even if it is just for the shields. It's going to kill off a lot of that DPS for you. Now, I don't know exactly what he should have done, right? Don't look at me for that. Maybe I'm going to try anyway, right? I'm going to make some guesses randomly. Trying my best to come up with something as we are waiting for these players to come back from the toilet. Vipers. Vipers may be very good, right? Just keep abducting one, target one down. Or parasitic bomb with the Vipers, right? Already kind of killing off those carriers a little bit. What about... I don't know, it's a rough one. It's really a rough one. Maybe even, yeah, Corruptus, like I said. Trying to get massive air upgrades and then just going for Corruptus to counteract that. A massive air army. I don't know if that would have been the exact way to do things, but I think it's a little bit better than just the Infestors right now. Just because they are truly struggling in that specific situation. Of course, a couple of Infestors would still be absolutely lovely, just so you can fungal them in place. Maybe neuroparasite a little bit. I mean, I like the idea about using Infested Terrans to kind of scout around, right? Keep an eye on the opponent through that mechanic. But yeah, it was heartbreaking to see for the Zerg players in the lobby, of course. Seeing how absolutely horrible Infested Terrans are right now against those air army units. There's no way around it. We cannot deny it. It's no longer the time of day where the Infested Terrans just absolutely wreck any type of air army. Alright. Going into game number 3. We have a 1-1 score, and in the bottom right side of the map, just tying up the series, going for a very quick carrier build actually. He is from Poland, and now in the orange color, it's the Protoss, it is Rodzyn. And his opponent in the top left side of the map, it is the red Zerg player from America. He is Antis. Both these players, by the way, from Alpha X, a lovely, amazing team. As you can see, they are the people organizing so many events that it is very hard to keep up with. And they pretty much produce content for the esports scene on a daily basis. It is absolutely amazing what they manage to do. And we should all be in awe of the capabilities that these guys have brought into the scene. Especially for players like these, of course. They need their events. They need to have regular stuff happening for them, right? If you only have a big event every month, maybe one event, or maybe if you have a I don't know, like if you're only doing WCS, maybe a Serral, you're gonna be okay doing that. But if you're, you know, if you're an up-and-coming player, you know, you still need some practice here and there. You need to improve your style still a little bit, and you're trying to go pro all the way, and you want to have all that practice, then you need to have those show matches, and that's where Alpha X comes in. They truly help out amazingly with all sorts of players. But that being said, it's not just lower level players, of course. It's also the absolute pros that do manage to find themselves in the Alpha X matches now and again. And that's when I am truly geeking out. That's when I shit my britches, as they say. Pardon my French. But that's when we go wild. And absolutely bonkers. Of course, Antis and Rodzyn. Maybe not the most well-known players in the world. But then again, Rodzyn, a very, very good Protoss player. And Antis, maybe a little bit less established. I have to admit, I know I haven't seen Antis play as much as I've seen Rodzyn play. Rodzyn, though, has astounded me a couple of times with his play. Absolutely amazing stuff coming out of him a couple of times already. So I feel confident in calling Rodzyn an absolute beast of the Protoss race. Antis, though, really holding his own here. So far, already going up 1-1 in this series. Let's see if he can keep it up. Of course, that one macro game where Rodzyn didn't go for an all-in early on. Kind of didn't go his way. I'm not sure if that's still him trying to change things up after the change of the infestors, of course. Maybe that's the thing, right? Maybe he still needs a while to adjust. Maybe a lot of Zergs do, probably, of course. But that's interesting. There's a little probe not mining here. Not really important, but it's still very interesting to look at. Right, it's not a waypoint problem. It's just a singular probe problem. We'll stop looking at it, actually. Alright, now we are seeing the... there it is. Wait, is there no... Okay, there is a work prism on the way as well. There it is. Right. Okay, I was just not paying attention. I was just clicking on these buildings. Yeah, DT drop. Potentially just the Archon drop. That could be as well. Rodzyn now realizing he is pretty comfortable probably taking this into the late game. Gonna have to wait and see actually what it does still, of course. Going up to 4 gates, still a safe amount, but not really an amount you want to start attacking with. The Stalker needs to stay in the wall, alright. Good. Pull back into the wall there with the Stalker. The Zealots being robbed in as well. The Link should be absolutely destroyed here. Not going to get anything done so far. Good stuff from Rodzyn. In comes a single Dark Templar. The layer attack actually not finished yet, so this could potentially kill off a couple of drones here. There's one. There's the second as well. Unfortunately for Rodzyn, not that many works here yet. Let's take a look at the natural. Alright, there is a spore crawler over there, but it is moving now towards the third base. Oh my dear Lord, Rodzyn, you magnificent Rhodos player. There he goes. Taking down the third base. Using 4 Dark Templar only. An absolute stellar start. And now starting up his own third base in response. Climbing ahead in the economic game here is Rodzyn. As there are a couple of links trying their best to kill off the probe. Not as much damage as Rodzyn has done, of course. But still managed to get that probe. That is not too shabby. 2 Archons in a War Prism. Best of friends. Trying their best. Killing off an Overlord already. Nice bit of damage. Maybe gonna go for that Creep Tumor as well. Yes, they do. Alright. Oh, my dear lord. Alright, there's a Nidus Worm on the way, actually. Antis gonna ramp up the pressure quite a bit here. Pretty soon. Fairly soon. In just a brief moment of time. We're gonna see Antis try his best to get that Nidus Worm somewhere in the base. He does have an Overlord here, but this is probably not the best location to start putting a Nidus Worm. I would like him to get Overlord speed as well, or perhaps an Overseer into a position on the right side of the map here. That would be pretty good. Alright, well, he's just gonna go for it. Here it is. There it is. There's my Nidus Worm. Please kill it. And now please start paying attention to Nidus Worms. That is a bit unfortunate. Alright, just gonna go for in the middle of the map right now. Maybe that's the best choice of actions for this time. And there it is. Rodzyn immediately putting down pylons on the edges of his bases as well. This would have been such a good spot. But of course, Antis is not going to be able to realize this. Because he doesn't have vision there. Doesn't have the vision that we do, of course. A lot of roaches. There should be enough Protoss here to hold on, actually, with the 3 Immortals and a bunch of sentries as well. As long as the force fields aren't absolutely horrible, there should be more than enough for Antis to deal with this. Rodzyn coming in again with a singular Dark Templar. Oh, moving his Dark Templar away a little bit too quickly. Doesn't get the hit there. And now coming in with his entire force. 4 Archons, 3 Immortals, and a War Prism to start reinforcing this area. Oh, the Biles immediately taking down the War Prism. That is a massive hit there for Rodzyn. Rodzyn's still gonna try to move forward here. I'm not sure if that's the right call, but he's gonna want to try and force more army units out of Antis. He may have to start moving back up onto the ramp here. There's just so much Zerg available, and he's not going to be able to reinforce, of course. This is absolutely devastating. Rodzyn now in a bit of trouble, losing an Archon already, and there goes there goes the 3rd Archon. The Roaches right on top of the Immortals, not letting this go. Taking them down, another Archon. Rodzyn in a lot of trouble, a world of hurt. Perhaps he should have tried to move backwards as soon as that War Prism got sniped. Just putting it a little bit too far forward there, allowing those Biles to reach it. Immediately putting his own, building his 2nd War Prism here. And there is a Nidus Worm that is actually looking like it will finish. Only 2 Zealots on top of it. That's not going to be enough, is it? No, it isn't. Roaches in the natural base now, gonna sandwich this army as he sees the army of Rodzyn move into the natural base. Into the 3rd base comes the 2nd Roach army. Right, the main base army did move back into the Nidus Worm. Another Nidus Worm being put down over here under the protection of that army. Is this just to retreat, or is this to send out more Roaches? Looks like it is to send out more Roaches. Now flanking those Zealots coming from both sides. They have nowhere to run to. Getting on top of the Immortals. Rodzyn looking like he just doesn't have enough. And Antis taking game number 3. It looks like, well, he's at least going to kill off this base, right? Is this it? Am I calling it too quickly? Antis, you got this, man. My friend. This should be it, right? Look at the supply, 144 versus 69. That is a funny number, but we're going to be mature about it and not even mention it. Alright, so this is what he's supposed to do. He's just gonna shoot down as much of the production as possible. Not gonna try to go through a choke point that he is gonna regret later on. Especially with those force fields already available. Even with the bios, of course, it's gonna be very difficult. He's trying his best to target down the pylon here. For powering most of the buildings at the front. Rodzyn trying his heart out, but looks like he doesn't have enough. One immortal falls, and now right on top of the second base. There it is, GG being called. Antis going up 2-1. Taking the lead once again. Very, very well done there by Antis. We're gonna switch servers again, guys. And as we are switching servers, let me remind you about our sponsors. GameStop. GameStop is working with the highest of high-end professionals in the gaming industry to bring to you the Pro Training Series, which is basically a series where they, you know what, they bring you insights, they bring you expertise, in the form of videos, like kind of tutorials for video games, right? But then from the absolute professionals. We're all familiar with video tutorials, right? This is for all sorts of lovely games such as PUBG, Call of Duty, Overwatch, and Fortnite, even Fortnite, and more on the way as well. So they are looking into expanding that, and you can check this out at gamestop.com/esports. Make sure to do so, and make sure to, you know what, learn as much as you can. Improve those games, guys. It's not just StarCraft 2, of course. There's other games out there as well, and I know a lot of people don't just play a singular game. There's a lot of mixture in between. So maybe this is something for you. Make sure to figure it out. John's F. John's. I don't know how to say your name. What's up, buddy? What's you up? How you doing? How's life? Are you doing okay? You looking forward to more PvC? Because we got more PvC for you. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just wait and see. Both players are ready. Game is starting. We're in a loading screen already, guys. Go check out gamestop.com/esports. That's all I gotta say. Just go to the website, check out what's there, click on a couple of videos, show that GameStop is very much appreciated. Give them a little bit more traffic every time we are hosting a event. Let them know that we are worth the investment. We would very much appreciate it. Anyway, game number 3 in this best of 9 series, guys. Here we go. We have the Polish Protoss in the blue colors on the 10 o'clock location here. He is a Rodzyn. His opponent, the American Zerg in the red. On the, well, 4 o'clock location, he is Antis. 2 Alpha X players fighting each other to the death. 9 times. Well, potentially 9 times, I suppose. That would be the absolute best of both worlds, of course. 9 matches in a row. We'll just have to wait and see if that actually comes to be. So far, we're doing good. We're doing good. We're going 1 win Antis, 1 win Rodzyn, 1 win Antis. Now if Rodzyn wins this game, that means we're all tied up again, and we're on our way to game number 9. But, so far, of course, anything can still happen. Anything can still happen. We saw Rodzyn going for a big macro game, going for the carriers very early on, and Antis not really having any type of response to it. Honestly, kind of having the response of the infestors still, and you're seeing this from a lot of Zergs. I'm not sure if exactly what they're supposed to do, but it feels like that is no longer the answer to those types of unit compositions for coming out of their opponents. And then, of course, we also saw Antis all of a beautiful, well, a nicely executed 2-base aggression with 8 gates and a Immortal there to support it as well. And a War Prism, of course. Cannot forget about the War Prism. We saw Antis, well, just now, taking that older map, of course. What was that on the third map? Jeez Louise. Alright, yeah. Triton. Triton, we saw Antis doing a beautiful job making a lot of roaches moving across the map and just absolutely denying Rodzyn from doing any damage on his side of the map, I suppose. So, and Antis overall, right now, it looks like he's very good at holding off attacks, right? That is, to me, it feels like that might be one of his strong suits. If we had like Dragon, well, I want to say Dragon Ball Z, but like fighter game style sheets, right? You would have those circles, and then on every point you would have like something like strength and stuff like that. Him holding off early attacks, it's like this peak going towards that, right? That is how I see this right now. And then late game versus at least the Brothers race was a little bit lackluster so far. And well, I guess maybe he's not... A lot of Zergs, don't take me wrong, a lot of Zergs aren't really that used to fighting off this amount of carriers. It really wasn't that much of a thing for a long time, just because of how good infestors were against them, of course. And Blizzard stepped in and had something to say about it. Now we are here in a whole new world. And Rodzyn is taking full advantage, looking like he may be doing the same thing again, going for the Phoenixes, going for the Oracle first this time actually. Not going for the Phoenix. Maybe he didn't see the Overlord coming into his base, but the way to see, not going to be able to do much damage here. Very nice pull away from Antis before anything got killed off. Look at that, only 2 links so far. Oracle though, of course, still having a lot of energy. Only losing shield as well. So he is still in a good spot. A significant amount of damage can still be dealt with this Oracle. Spore Crawler marching across the map here towards that third base. Alright. Twilight Council on the way as well. Also a robotics facility. Actually, we are seeing something completely different out of Rodzyn here again. Rodzyn being very creative, and there is a Twilight or Templar Archives being created. Wow. Okay. Very, very peculiar. Is he just gonna go straight up towards that storm, or is he actually going to commit again to the Archon drop? Archon drop would make a lot of sense to me here. Oh my dear lord, he's going charge lots as well. How many gates? How many gates do we have? There's 2, 3, 4 already out. There's 2 more in production. There's no third base being created yet. Is he gonna go for a third base? I mean, he has the minerals already. He is gonna go for a third base. So it doesn't look like a complete all-in at this point, right? But he doesn't have any forges either. So I'm not sure if he is actually looking to go for a late game here, but maybe he just is trying to play it safe as he is trying to get his third base secured. Zerglings doing their best to get this Nexus as low as possible. The Oracle and Zealots and an Adapt right there to deny that exact same thing from happening. That exact sad thing, I suppose I should say. Okay, Archons now killing off a couple of queens. That's some alright damage. I mean, killing off queens already is good, right? As long as you don't lose anything for it, it's good stuff. It can definitely delay the Zerg economy a little bit. Just because they have less larvae to work with. Less larvae mean less drones. That means less army units as well, of course. And that's just going to snowball. Looks like Antis has that second queen available right there in the same location. Should be absolutely fine. Now the Oracle coming in. One Zealot being warped in as well. Good position with that warp in actually. Not taking too much damage. And okay, Rodzyn now moving across with 2 Archons, a lot of charge slots. How many roaches are out on the field? There's only 13 available right now. The charge slots actually missing a lot of their charges there. Not really connecting onto anything. The Archons blocking their pathway. The Archons still though doing a lot of damage here. Splashing right on top of those screens, right on top of those roaches. There's no Ravages to punish this Warp Prison being this far forward. Trying to put a, well, Spore Crawler right there though. punish this, but it looks like, well, ooh, it might still snowball into the favor of Entis here. Yes, looks like it will. Alright, there it is. Entis holding off again, only losing 5 workers. But still up with a comfortable 63 right here. Yes, we are seeing Entis very, very surely rising up in that supply. Actually, oh my god, the Oracle destroying more workers there. Very well done by Rodzyn. As he's flying back with his War Prism again. Right, in the production tab we can see Storm being created, a second robotics facility as well. There they are. Alright, just squeezing out more immortals over here, not going for that splash damage, just going for heavy immortals. I think that's a good call actually against this amount of roaches that are marching across the map now. He needs his immortals at his third base. These roaches cannot get on top of those High Templar before Rodzyn moves over. Oh my dear lord, they very well might do though. Zealots marching in already, losing them pretty much instantly here for free. Oh my dear lord. Okay, the High Templar is actually getting saved by the War Prism. Great micro that, just in the nick of time. Storm is done, but I'm not sure if there's enough energy. Alright, there's one Storm, a reasonable hit. There's Hydralists as well available here. So that, they are going to take a lot of damage, but is it still enough that... Oh dear lord. Those Immortals are getting dangerously low, but again, there is not that much remaining right now. So far, going blow for blow here. Let's take a look at the units lost tab, and well, it's slightly in favor of Rodzyn, but of course, it's kind of the way Zerg works, right? You do trade out less efficiently with your units. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Oh my dear lord, I missed this. That was a very nice run by, apparently. I'm guessing Zealots trying their best to kill off this base. 4 more Zealots on the way. This should be enough. There is not a much HP remaining here. And there we go. It does go down immediately. The army of Antis did pull over there, but not going to be able to save that, of course. They would hope to have set up a full wall here on the ramp, using their bodies as a wall. So far, again, tit for tat. Rodzyn takes some damage. He goes back across the map, kills off a hatchery. Antis loses a couple of workers because of the Oracle or whatever. He marches across the map. He kills off quite a bunch of the high technology army units of Rodzyn, and he kills off quite a few of the, well, a couple of workers as well, right? He killed off 7 workers so far. Oh my dear lord. That's very unfortunate. Antis was in a good position there for a flank, but it looks like he pressed F2 to march his army to deal with this drop over here. And again, he's doing it. Look at that. Those roaches, very unfamiliar, perhaps. Bit indecisive here, and that is definitely very bad, obviously. Maybe he could have done a little bit more if he hadn't moved in immediately. But then again, I mean, Rodzyn did move away with his army a little bit further, so perhaps that was just a little bit of a lucky stroke for Antis. He's now again moving in with his roaches, with his Ravagers. Fleet beacon on the way. Again, Rodzyn gonna move towards that very late game composition with a high tier air army units. As we are seeing Antis now trying to march across the map. More Hydralisks are being created so far. I'm not sure if he's going to find a lot of damage here, but it would still be absolutely amazing, of course, if he does a big storm right on top of the roaches. Immortals as well, ready to fight them back, fight the Zerg onslaughts. A couple of roaches trying to pick off some workers as well at the same time, though. But what's having a good response, killing them off with those Zealots. And at the same time, again, we're seeing a War Prism harassment happening in the main base as well. Rodzyn doing a very, very good job multitasking here. But he definitely also wants that 4th base secured as soon as he can. I'm kind of struggling on that, but Entis now for a long time. Let's take a look at the income graph. Oh yeah, that is a very red income graph. That being said though, Entis also could potentially start looking for that 5th base. Starting up at 5th base. I would not oppose him to do so. I would actually encourage him to do so. But I'm not sure. He is the better Zerg player, of course. He should know better than I do. Let's take a look. I guess he isn't overly saturated anywhere that much, right? So I think it's still fine. Well, maybe 5 workers here. Well, yeah, I guess he could. I mean, Rodzyn is putting down his 4th base right now, so a 5th base for Entis would be very nice. There it is. All right. Fine, Crawler being taken down, but it bought enough time for the Hydralisk to get here, and now those little dronesies, they're safe. They can sleep again another night, knowing that those zealots didn't make it into their faces. A bit of multi-pronged aggression coming out of Entis. Again, Entis rolling in from the top side of the map, at the same time moving across with a lot of Hydralisks here. There's not that much creep spread, so it's a little bit dangerous moving this far out on the map, of course. Trying his best to pull apart the army of Rodzyn here. Rodzyn now slowly but surely moving towards that carrier technology again. Let's see how many he has already. 0 so far, but he's producing 2 at the same time. That is going to be, again, a very devastating army, especially with already the High Templar and the Storm available. Big Storms actually being taken here right into the faces of those Hydralisks. The Hydralisks trying the best to scurry away again. No, don't want to take too much damage. Oh, my dear Lord. Entis, watch out. Please be careful. Alright, flanking in with a couple of roaches here as well. Big recall, but that is not going to save a lot of these units. A lot of them still going down. As we did see a little bit of a run by, potentially. Does he have Baneling Nest? No, he doesn't. So those weren't Banelings. Alright. Banelings could be very good as well here. Oh, my dear Lord. Entis, he is not preparing for those carriers at all, is he? He's just making lurkers right now. He's investing a lot in this. And I'm not sure if that's the right call for the army composition of Rodzyn. That's going to come up pretty soon. But maybe Entis can just snowball it, because there's not that many carriers right here right now. Needs to move out of that slow zone, of course. He's killing off quite a couple of those interceptors. Can't really move forward for the fight here, as there is a little bit of a disco ball here. I say ball, the disco cube. Right, Lurkers slowly but surely moving forwards, trying the best to get a nice foothold here, and giving these roaches, well, Ravagers and Hydralisk a little bit more of a foothold to harass this base. Alright, that is good damage being dealt. The run by with Zealots coming in on the 5th base. And this also having to pull units to deal with this. That's quite a couple of the Zealots. 5 Zealots in total. Hydralisk should be able to deal with this. We're missing a big fight actually over here. That's a lot of carriers now being able to deal with those Hydralisk, especially in combination with that Storm. Is it enough though? Can he push it back? A lot of the interceptors have been killed off. Well, it looks like it is in fact enough. Keeping that Nexus alive. Oh my god, guys. 120 HP only remaining on that Nexus. That is absolutely bonkers. Definitely wanted to take that one down. Of course, there is no mining yet going on here, but it's still up and running. I really hope. 27 workers going over to this location. That really shows how badly Rodzyn needs this location. And if Entis can clean it up and force Rodzyn out of this location. Oh, wow, he's harassment as well going on down there with a nice bit of a lurker attack. Definitely needs to get that. Alright, gets the Nexus. That is absolutely massive. This is going to buy Entis a lot of time. And if we look at the supply, there it is. Yep, Entis taking the game. A beautiful move there. That base was a desperate situation for Rodzyn, as he pretty much had 90 supply versus 194. Guess I should have pointed that out a little bit sooner, but I didn't notice quick enough. Anyway. I was just shouting about too many other things. So, that means Entis going up 3-1 right now. Doing absolutely marvelously against the, well, very well established Polish Protoss here. And yeah, it's good to see actually another member of Alpha X doing very well and standing his own, being a very, very strong opponent for our, well, Protoss player that we've all watched many times before. At least if you watch more Alpha X streams, you most definitely have seen Rodzyn play a bunch. Because he's always there. He's always participating. He's always trying to improve and doing his best. Right, I need to switch servers, guys. And let me remind you again, guys, there is the Matcherino code. Let me go actually to the right. There it is. All right. So, if you want to help out these players and you don't want to pay any money, you still can help them out, right? If you want to donate, I mean, you still can over here, right? You can become a sponsor, whatever you want. There's the Patreon page as well. That's over here. If you want to help out Alpha X, get all the replays for this event, sign up over here. That's the thing you can do. And get some nice couple of replays every time we send them out. Anyway, over here, let me actually double check if I'm not being invited. Oh, wait, I'm not even logged in yet. Alright, that's my bad. That's my bad. Alright, there it is. Thank you, Faz. Sending the link again, just for me. Alright, so anyway, as I was saying, let's talk about this one again. Please help out our players. All you gotta do is hit that link that is above the chat right now. It's matcherino.com/tournaments, and then a bunch of numbers and things. If you copy paste that, you go put it in your browser tab, right? That's all you need to do. I guess you need to do a couple of things more. You sign in over here. You can sign in with your Twitch. You can sign in with your Twitter, I believe, YouTube, whatever you want. Just sign in and press contribute over here. Press coupon code and blammo. You're done. You're just given 50 cents for free. If we all do this continuously, then these players are gonna have a lot better of a reward after this series, of course. Alright, anyway. The game already started, so I will not delay us any much longer, guys. Let me remember what the score is right now. There we go. Here we go. Into game number 5. Game number 5. We have down 2 games right now. He is getting into a desperate situation. Definitely wants to take this match. He is the Polish Protoss in the orange colors. He is Rodzyn. His opponent in the blue, hailing from the United States. All the way in the, well, the land of the free, the land of the burgers, and the land of liberty. He is Antis. Antis. I think I kind of killed my own hype there. Oh, anyway. Spawning pool and extractor on the way, of course, after the hatchery. So not that much going on right there. Rodzyn again as well, opening up the same way as he usually does against the Zerg opponent. Some might call it greedy, some might call it smart, because of course he is scouting out with his probe as well at the same time. So making sure he will be able to get away with this. Doing a good job so far. Let's take a look further what is going down. Well, really nothing too much. We're just gonna have to wait again, guys. That's what it comes down to. Wait and see what these players do until it gets to a better location in this map. And this, I suppose, right, he in the best of 9, he only needs one more match win, and then he will be on match point, meaning he'll be only one match away. So that means, actually, what I should say is he's 2 games away from winning, but that would be the short answer, and I'm trying to draw time a little bit as things spice up. Like, for example, a Stargate makes his appearance, enters the stage, a Stargate. That is a lot more interesting than me talking about numbers and adding 1 to 1 and then making it a 2, adding it up to a 3 and then it being a 5. because that is quite boring. Overall, of course, it's not why we're here, is it? I mean, math is kind of a part of StarCraft, I suppose, but it's not the main thing that people enjoy. Otherwise, we would all have been mathematicians, I suppose. I don't know where I'm going with this. Oracle's first choice here for Rodzyn. Also sending out 2 adapts here. Can he get in? Is he gonna... Probably not gonna let this finish, right? That would be absolute suicide with this amount of Zerglings here. Oh, my dear lord, he's moving off the grid. He is letting them finish. Alright. Alright, maybe I was wrong. And he is gonna try to get that scout. Getting those shades out of the bases here. 1 adapt goes down. Can he save the other one? Oh, it is very close. Alright. He was rubbing that magic 8-ball, and he saw that he would be able to reach the other side, but unfortunately for him, both adapts actually getting killed off here. The Lynx on a path of war and destruction. A wall of in time though, luckily for Rodzyn here. Quick reaction, realizing those Lynx are marching towards his way, and adding another gateway here into the wall. Ensuring nothing too crazy. Comes in and starts killing off all his workers. Good, well, proper maneuver. Oh my dear lord, what in the world is this, guys? We're seeing glaives being researched. Glaives coming this way. Rodzyn actually, like every game, just coming out with something completely different here. And, well, I mean, I don't blame him. It's, he's being very, very, unpredictable, but maybe... I don't know if this is, you know, one of those stories where you're seeing someone committing to too many different strategies and then not fully doing them all exactly as they need to be executed. But we're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, Entis, of course, he's gonna have another weird thing he's gonna have to deal with. And, I mean, adapts with glaives, that is an absolute devastating combo. If you manage to mass up a lot of them and start getting in the Zerg base before they really notice. Okay, 2 adapts over here and a probe should showcase that there is a 3rd base on the way, but the Lynx actually delaying this for a little bit here. Oh my dear lord, this amount of adapts is gonna be a little bit telling, right? I suppose, especially this amount of adapts, definitely going to be telling. Alright, that should give Antis a little bit of a clue. In combination with the 3rd base still not being taken, of course. Adapts going across the map. The 2 oracles here should be able to wop up their lightning beams. This is what happened to my lamp as well. What's happening to these Zerglings? You thought I forgot. No, I did not. My lamp is absolutely burned. It is destroyed anyway. The roaches now coming in again. Trying to hold off these adapts, and I'm not sure if this is going to be enough adapts to truly do damage here. But then again, of course, they are adapts. They have an amazing mobility. Let's see what Rodzyn can do. Targeting down drones, that's what he needs to do. It's a little bit overkill, of course, shooting like 25 adapts on 1 drone, but I mean, that is the way you gotta do this. Shoot a little bit quicker, of course, because he does have those glaives now. 9-10 drones going down. That is a good amount of drones. In response to this, immediately the Nidus network going down. It's going down over here. So Rodzyn, theoretically, right, he should have clicked on it. He should be aware. And yeah, there we see. Alright, he definitely clicked on it. Now putting now pylons in his main base, trying to ensure that he has vision of everything that he needs to. But that's a lot of roaches marching across the map, trying their best to kill off the Protoss opponents here on the other side. And let's take a look at how much is actually available. That is not a lot of Protoss right here. Oh my dear lord, even preoccupying the Immortal in the main base here, using those Nidus worms. If the Stalkers can kill off this Overseer, that would be absolutely massive. Alright, doesn't get that Nidus worm over here. This is a weird one. Alright, I guess he shift clicked, maybe, perhaps. I don't know exactly what happened there. Trials need to get on top of those force fields. Alright, in come all the queens, in come all the ravages and the roaches. Good force fields though, gonna be able to pick off a lot of those roaches before the rest actually jumps in, but maybe it's just too much Zerg. There are the shield batteries, of course, still available, but the 3rd base definitely going down. Rodzyn in a world of hurt now with the links joining in as well. That is going to be even more deadly, especially against this amount of Stalkers and Immortals. Those links are gonna absolutely tear Rodzyn apart. The shield batteries are down. Zealot's now desperately being walked in. Swappers and Micro trying his best to hold on, but Antis just has too much. Rolling through, getting another win on the board here is Antis. That will be a very soon GG, I promise you guys, unless, I mean, there is a War Prison, there is 3 Immortals. Maybe I'm talking too quickly, but my dear lord, look at the supply. It is 79 versus 120, almost doubling the supply right now. Right, Antis moving backwards smartly and wisely. Doesn't want to fight when there is, like, he can have only one roach fighting at the same time. He wants to shoot down the cybernetic score here, increasing his surface area, increasing his movement ability. And there is the biles dropping on top of those production facilities and the cybernetic score. Of course, the Immortals desperately trying their best to hold on here, moving forwards and forcing the Zerg backwards again, but oh my god, it's so low right now. Down goes the cybernetic sword. Rodzyn, of course, being a smart player that he is, already restarting his cybernetic sword over there, but it's not going to be in time. All he has right now is these Immortals with the War Prism, the Micro. He needs to have more Immortals. Oh my god, only now remaking one of them, and it got depowered in the wrong robotics facility. The other one also depowered though, so it didn't really matter. Rodzyn in a world of hurt, but still somehow, some way holding on for now. Is he though? More links coming in. The links are going to be very important here. A very strong tool against these Immortals and the Stalkers as well, of course. And there it goes. Boom goes the dynamite. Boom goes the Antis, I'd say. Actually, no. Alright, I was talking too quickly. Rodzyn holds. Alright, fair enough. Wow, holy moly, he actually held off. And, I mean, well, I guess he is in a very bad situation still, right? He has 38 works versus 56. He needs to have some sort of counter to this right now. Right here on the other side of the map, there is a 4th base on the way. And if that base starts mining for a while and gets its, well, return in value, it should be the death of Rodzyn. Of course, that will take a little bit here, and Antis should be aware, as long as he keeps an eye out, whether or not this 3rd base is being recreated. Right, he knows it's not being recreated. We should just be seeing roaches, and zerglings, and ravages, and all of that good jazz being created right now, and that's exactly what we see. Actually, even throwing down another 4th base here. Zerglings coming in. Oh my dear lord, that's a good split against the Disruptor. And now killing off the pylon again, depowering both the warp or the warp prison making facilities. Oh my dear lord. Okay, in comes Rodzyn here. Needs to get good connections. Oh my god, that is massive. Enormous connection with that disruptor. Now the roaches are moving in here, but I'm not sure if this is enough roaches and ravages. Is it though? Oh my god. Will it be enough? Alright, Rodzyn moving backwards here. Doesn't have force fields to split off the Zerg army. So the Zerg army is just moving forwards relentlessly right on top of this Protoss ball. Alright, in comes another disruptor shot. It was pretty good. Another one coming in right here. Oh my god, that is disgusting. But is it enough? After having taken so much damage, Antis on 5 bases right now versus 2 bases. Zerglings right on top of the Stalkers. Only 1 disruptor remaining. More Stalkers floating in. 1 Immortal as well. Oh my dear lord. This must be it. GG being called. Antis going up 4-1 so far. Rodzyn in a world of hurt. Not showing the best games we've ever seen from him. If only he can get that game into the late game, get that nice big army clump of carriers settled up with 4 bases being in a safe location that way. He does amazing against Antis, but Antis not allowing Rodzyn ever to get to that situation anymore and just denying base after base after base. Beautiful aggression, using those Nidus Wimps absolutely marvelously, and Rodzyn in trouble. Alright, we're switching once again. And while we are switching, let me remind you guys, these events, they would not be possible without our sponsors. And one of our sponsors, 24 Hour Fitness, And let me tell you about 24-hour fitness. If you have 24-hour fitness membership, you can use between either having access to a singular location near you or all the locations in the US of A, maybe even around the world. I don't know. You'll have to ask them specifically, not me. I don't know enough about it, I'll be honest, but anyway, 24-hour fitness. Join them now. They have great machinery. They have great fitness plans. They have coaches available for you. And you can have, like I said, access to either one location or all locations nationwide. All 436 of them to be exact and precise. So if you want to achieve that perfect body of yours and all those fitness dreams you've been dreaming of for such a long time, right? Have the perfect abs, have the perfect slim waist and body, or you want bigger muscles, or you want to have a chin that is chiseled like the gods. I don't know if that's a thing they can help you with, but overall, most of those things they can help you with. Check them out, 24-hour fitness. That's all I have to say. All right, thank you guys. Going into game number, is it 6? I think it's 6. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 6. Right, it's 6. It's 6. Game number 6. 666. I gotta remember that. Game number 6. I'm hoping there's not a lot of religious people in here listening to this and hearing me talk about the devil worshipping things going on. Anyway. Oh, guys, this series. Here we go. Alright, let me do the scores and bring you in up to date. There we go. Into the game we go. Heading off onto World of Sleepers. Let's enable the sounds as well. Take off those earbuds, earplugs. I don't know what exactly I'm talking about. Anyway. In the bottom left side of the map, we have a blue Zerg player hailing from the United States of America. He is up 4-1 right now, right here. He is Antis. Oh, God. Oh, God, why did I do that? Anyway, in the top right side of the map, in a absolute horrible position in this best of 3, or, I mean, best of 3, my dear lord. It's a best of 9, guys. It's a best of 3 times 3, which makes it a best of 9. Anyway, he is the red Protoss player. Actually, it's not really a best of 3 times 3, is it? Because if you do a best of 3 times 3 and you win that 3 times, you'll have played 6 games. But if you win a best of 9, you've only won 5 games. So we definitely have some sort of a difference there. Anyway, that is pretty insignificant, as we are watching the red Protoss player from Poland and Alpha X, of course, just as the other guy on the other side. It is Rodzyn. Wow, he deserved a much better introduction than that. Let's hope he gets another map victory here, and then we will definitely give him the most epic of epics. The most incredible introduction I have ever created will be his, because that was a train fiesta rolling down a track and then just hitting a tree stump right along the way, derailing, and then not just derailing but also you know what, somehow miraculously getting back on track, and then hitting another log and derailing again into a cliff, into a fire, a volcano, and then I don't know, just as bad as it could have gotten. Alright, let's just say as bad as it could have gotten. That's probably the best way to say it. Anyway, alright, probe over here, Zerglings nibbling as much as they can. And Stargate opening once more, coming out for Rodzyn. Oh, what is this? Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? There's 17 links on the map. And there's more in production. And they're in the main... Well, I'm saying main base. They're in the natural base here. Oh my god, Rodzyn needs to wall this off. Oh, the links are blocking it though. Good moves by Antis. More links need to make their appearance. It's not enough links, yeah. These probes are in a good position to start. getting killed off by the probes. The probes need to start fighting as well. Oh my dear lord, alright. A wall off has been created. More links rolling across the map though. Trying their best to block off the wall here. And Rodzyn, a desperate attempt. 2 pylons over here perhaps. Oh my god. Oh dear lord. Alright, the Zerglings hesitating there. Not going in. An opportunity perhaps for Rodzyn. But Rodzyn now desperately needs to chrono out this adept. He doesn't have a chrono. Alright, he chronoed out a Oracle. An Oracle could do well as well. He needs to use it though. He needs to target down those Zerglings. Oh my god. The cybernetics score goes down. The second wall has been created behind this though. An adept. Oh my god, if he cancelled the adept, he had to cancel the adept to make more buildings here. A desperate move by a desperate opponent here. Oh my dear lord, this is his final game. If he loses this one, he loses the best of 9. Can he hold on? No, he cannot. The Zerglings are in. They are gonna go into the main base. The Oracle, only one of them having enough energy, but it's not gonna be enough. It's not gonna be able to kill off this amount of links with even more streaming in. This is it. Antis, what a series. What a man. Marvelous show. And squeezing out a final victory here with a little bit of cheese rolling down the train track. He did marvelously, and we are seeing some good micro here coming out of Rodzyn, one-shotting those Zerglings, using the stacking up of all the probes techniques, but overall, yeah, this might still be the end of it, though of course 3 oracles are out on the map. Links are absolutely everywhere, more coming in, killing off the Nexus, not killing off the Nexus. Alright, GG being called, there it is. Antis taking the series 5-1, showing us all he is a foe to be reckoned with. He is not to be taken lightly. I was shown wrong. I thought Rodzyn had this one in the bag, being a very well established Protoss player that I've seen many times. And I guess I gotta stop calling games just depending on how many times I've seen somebody play. That might be a good call overall. But anyway, that was a lovely series, guys. That was an amazing thing. I gotta do one more shout out. Of course, guys, please stay and listen. It's important because you know what, these events, they would not happen without sponsors such as GameStop, which is the top destination for all your gaming needs. Whether you need a new headphones, a new keyboard, new mouse, mice, multiple mice, some audio equipment, anything that can give you a slight advantage or even a little bit of a bigger advantage in a game, right? Such as monitors with, a monitor with a higher hertz rate, right? That's always very good. I've seen some people test it out, and normally, well, I mean, if you look at the data, it shows that people just hit more hits when they have a higher hertz monitor. So check out GameStop. Actually, do they have monitors? Maybe I'm just making things up. They have controllers though, so and mice and keyboards and headphones. So if you want to enhance your competitive edge through that way, make sure to go over there and show them some loving, for they are of course supporting esports. Check them out at gamestop.com/high-performance. Blammo, guys. That's it. That's done. Maybe I should do it again because that wasn't a good one, but I'm not. Because you guys deserve to have your rest as well. Anyway, I'm just gonna have to do better next time. I'm gonna try to find myself another lamp I can put in my lamp, and try to air out this neighborhood because it still smells like burnt plastic over here. Anyway, have a good one, guys. Have a good night. Have a lovely evening or afternoon, or maybe it's morning for you still. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. See you next time, and yeah, bye bye.